Hey guys, what a King Untouched here today for another video about Star versus the forces of evil. So today, we're going to talk about how Gemini, I think, might have always known that Miss Heinous was Meteora. So let's get into it. So in the episode Monster Bash, we see that Miss Heinous is real name is Meteora, and that she is the daughter of Eclipse and her monster husband. So what we see in the episode that Gemini, as he walking up to her as Miss Heinous picks up dolls, he's walking up to her and he's like, so what do you got there? Like he's like nervous and like not confused, but like trying to make sure what she knows already. Because Miss Heinous, just as soon as she walked in, she started just remembering all her past memories and stuff, and she remembered those were her dolls. And Gemini was like being like, so what's that? Like if he knew what those were, and he knew what those actually meant, but didn't want to tell her and just know, but what was she figuring out? Like what memories were coming to her? And Gemini, what I think is, well, let's tell you what the connection I think he is. I think that he's like not an immortal, but like he could live a long time, in that he's actually a servant of Eclipse and her monster husband. Because we know Eclipse's royalty. She was a butterfly. She was queen, but her monster husband, for this theory, I'm gonna assume he's like a king of his own like province or whatever, because we know that there are different monster kings, and it's not like it's passed on by the same race, but like more like there's like different kingdoms. Because we know Ludo's father, King Bruto, I believe his name was, that he's actually a king. Ludo just stole their castle, so now they're living in a log cabin, and that there was that cat a king guy, the cat looking guy who was like in charge of the monsters during the war, who was gonna sign a peace treaty. In the flashback where we saw Moon fight Toffee, well, not really fight, but use the darkest spell for the first time and cut Toffee's finger off. And so we know that they're different kind of kings, and they're not basically bound by what race of monster you are, if you want to say that, since the monsters are just all over the place. And so for all we know, her monster husband could have been a monster king. So, and that the king, royalty, as we know, always has their own servants. They have like their own armies and stuff. They have their own servants. So I think that Gemini was originally a servant of the monster Eclipse's husband, who I'm assuming is a monster king, and Eclipse. So like he would be the servant, and he was the one who was tasked at raising Meteora. So like say if like, you know how royalty, that when the parents aren't around because they're busy or whatever, they would have servants raise them or whatever. So they would have Gemini, since he's like the Igor looking guy, so he's a servant. He was the one who would take care of Meteora, or like maybe not at the infant stage or like young, but like when she got older, instead of her parents actually raising her, there Meteora was just being raised and taught by Gemini. And reason for this is I'm thinking because Gemini, where we know he, like I said before, he was like really hesitant of saying what are those. So like when she said what are those, she said there were dolls. He was like, yeah, I know. So what is this place? Yeah, like he's like probing her to see what she knows about this place, and then she was having her revelation, whatever. And then when Mina says, I knew you would return, Meteora, Gemini is the first one to jump up and be like, wait, no, she is not Meteora. She is Miss Heinous. She's the most prestigious, blah, 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 and whatever. So we know that she was trying to defend the lie that she is not really Meteora. So I think Gemini, you know how Eclipse was put in the crystal like 300 years ago, I think, or 200, somewhere out like that. And what I think is, before she was put in the crystal, she would have like used the seeing eye spell to see what the council was saying, so they knew they were gonna get crystallize her. So she ordered Gemini to like make sure that Miss Heinous is safe, and you will serve her forever, and you will always have her best interest, and blah blah blah, like forcing her to stay with Miss Heinous forever, or Meteora. And what I think is that Eclipse, so that they wouldn't find Meteora, and like she was keeping her daughter safe, she erased, well, not really erased, but like blocked the memories that Miss Heinous is really Meteora, and block out the memories that she's half monster and she's a butterfly and whatever, and like and give her the false identity of Miss Heinous at Miss St. Olga's, so that she would be safe from the High Council. So like they wouldn't know who she is, and that's why the High Council never found Meteora and the 250 years, and why she is Miss Heinous. And Gemini, I think he is the one who knew all this before, because it would make sense that if he was there before Miss Heinous Meteora took the name of Miss Heinous, and that Eclipse told her, you will make sure that she keeps this name and keep her safe and whatever, and that's why Gemini would always be like serving her even on the weirdest stuff, because we know all the other things were robots. Her in Miss Olga's school, everybody else was a robot except for Gemini and Miss Heinous. So we know that Gemini was the only other person per se that was with Miss Heinous the entire time as she was running the school. So that maybe he was with her before she even knew her name was Miss Heinous. That's what I think, and that's why Gemini. I know it's pretty far fetched, because the theory predicates that Meteora's father was a king, and they had servants, whatever, and Gemini is some kind of semi-immortal monster like thing that is able to live long times, because we know if he was born before Meteora and was like a servant to them, he has to be at least 300 years old, or whatever, how old Meteora is supposed to be. And that it predicates on those two things, and that Eclipse wouldn't have raised the daughter herself, or had her own servants or whatever. So yeah, it's not that really sound of a theory, but I think it's a pretty good theory. And I know saying that because it's my theory, but whatever. So that's what I think Gemini is, and that's why I think that he knew the entire time, and why he was trying to defend that this is Miss Heinous, she's not Meteora, leave her alone. So that's the theory, guys. And sorry I haven't posted a video since last year. Cough, cough. Bad joke. But thanks for watching, guys. If you're here, leave a like, subscribe if you want to. Thanks for watching the video. And that's all I have for today, guys. Have a great day and live long and prosper. Bye.